knowing the room that you're bringing your students or performers into. Is that, circuit championships, how that looks and how you can design for that room. Because that's different than designing for, let's say, the Dayton Arena. And I something important to me about, floor designs, that it sets the performers up for success. And those elements of design, whether that's costuming to floor design, flags to the floor, all those elements that really are part of the production value, that all of that is considered.
I understood that there was a lot to learn. So I just went to school. There's so many great continuing ed classes. You don't have to know how to draw to take a class to learn how to draw. You just go. Between painting and drawing and sculpting and, especially sculpting, working in 3D gave me such a feel of motion and mass in space. Find a place to go where you can learn something you don't know, but within the arts. There's so much information, so much to learn, and then you take it in, and it just is part of you. And then you take that into your career.
What advice do you have for future designers? And my initial advice is be nice to each other. You're not the ones competing, and you are probably going to be around a lot of these other designers for quite a while, so you might want to start working on the camaraderie. If anything, work on your obsession with contributing over any possible obsession with competition.
I think for future designers and even for current designers, what I want to see is people creating their own identity. When I was teaching back for so many years earlier, we had groups that we were very competitive with, but one of the things that stood out was we all had our own identity. The shows were so drastically different from one year to the other, and we were never afraid to take that leap forward and do something that nobody else had done. We always trusted the system and that system would allow us to be rewarded for what we were going to do. And that's why I always pushed for the staff to do whatever they wanted to do, because I felt that also became our identity, that people knew from year to year that they weren't going to see the same thing when they came to see Emerald Marquee.
My advice to future instructors is to love what you do, but most importantly, do it for your members. Share your passion with them. Teach them that winning isn't just coming in first place, but being the best that they can be, trusting the process and each other, and committing to it. Those things will help them as they step into their future lives. They participate because they love Winter Guard, but the process of learning will have a lasting effect on their futures. Don't just instruct, inspire.
Advice I would share with future designers of WGI: always respect those that give of themselves for the pageantry world to enjoy. There is always value. Don't ever forget where you came from and your history. Create your own magic. Don't be afraid to be different and unique. You are not only creative and wonderful, you are the future of our activity.